Alright, here we go. So, since we deployed a new patch today, and it's pretty cool, there's a whole bunch of tweaks in there. I figured I'd show off some of it, so that way I can segment this and put it on YouTube later or whatever. And then after that, we'll get some lobbies in. So, yeah. Let's start with, so in this patch, the big stuff is mostly the new Vlad variant. He's got some textures too, which look pretty cool. But we also included a whole bunch of kind of balance tweaks and adjustments and stuff. So I'll walk through some of the stuff that that makes more sense to look at in video, like numbers and like damage adjustments. Not so interesting, but there is some pretty cool stuff in here. So let's go through it. And we'll start with Talos because I was just playing him, but also because there's a lot of people who have been clamoring for some Talos love, and he got it. Boy, did he get it. So let's go into training mode. So, now we're in training mode. I should probably remember to switch the camera scene. There we go. Cool. So right now, we'll start with his S1s because they got a significant amount of love. If you haven't played much Talos, ooh, this is actually probably going to cause it to crash. I need to not do that. Forgot there's a bug in this build right now. We're hotfixing it tomorrow, but until then, I need to be rather finicky with training mode. Whoops. Cool. So let's hope it doesn't crash. If it does, whatever. So the Talos's grounded grab and air grab, the first variant on both of those is the version that you can charge. And basically, in this version, they now charge much quicker. So if you haven't used them, you can combo afterwards usually. But the big thing is his range extends as he continues to charge up. It pulls them closer to you. I mean, all this is part of the move already. But now he gets armor much quicker. So that like kind of cutscene dunk there, it used to take about 50 frames to get, now it should take 25. Obviously that's way more dangerous now than it used to be. And the same is true of his anti-air grab, but I'm not going to show it because I don't want to swap variants and whatever. Yeah, also the startup is throw invincible, as I think it was before, so that's not new. And the other thing is his S2, the anti-air grab, which I can't show because record and playback are not working right now. Again, it's something we have to hotfix. But basically, this grab now autocorrects for the first 6 frames. So basically, it's easier to catch people who are crossing you up, which is kind of one of Talos's biggest problems. It's still not as, it doesn't feel nearly as powerful as a Dragon Punch. And it doesn't really set you up for good like knockdown. Okizeme, like it throws them super far away, so you don't really get good pressure afterwards. But it's better for catching people out of the air and keeping them on the ground, so you can land your big stuff like that. Man, that stuff's fun. All right. So next up is the new Vlad variant. It's called Bolshoi Bash right here, and it's kind of hilarious. It doesn't have a cooldown yet, so you can actually spam it in ranked or whatever. Again, that's something we're hotfixing tomorrow. So this replaces Clobbering Rush. Boom. And basically, if you'll notice, Vlad's also textured, and it looks pretty cool. You can see his alt colors there too. Looks pretty awesome. But Bolshoi Bash replaces Clobbering Rush, and basically what you're trading is that it doesn't combo off lights anymore, right? Which basically means you lose your low combo, because none of his other attacks will combo low from there into your 3. But you get the wall bounce, so you can do some pretty neat stuff. Let's see if that works. It totally works. Sorry, that combo should work, but ding, yeah, there you go. I was worried of triggering the sound bug. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And of course, this is more utility because it goes through fireballs. So that's the big thing, is that it'll be interesting for Vladimir matches, but it's super useful for Chell and Crow matches. I've already gotten blown up by Wedge's Vlad versus my Crow because I'm used to canceling everything into disc, and with Bolshoi Bash, you just can't do that. It's also I think it combos off of far, stand, medium. So you've got some tools in the footsie game. That's cool.
I'll be right there.
What else? Chell got a few tweaks. Let's see which one is it. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Chell got a few tweaks as well. On both the nerf and buff end of the spectrum. But perhaps the coolest thing is she now has much more awesome VFX on her blades. So if you remember before, they looked kind of like, I don't know, they just looked like translucent, like kind of energy blades of some sort. Now they've got some actual like kind of effects behind them, and they look pretty awesome. Boom! Look at that! Look at that DP. That's got all that flare and everything. Of course, her fireballs look better too. And her super fireball, boom. Look at that. That looks awesome. I'm going to do that again. Woo! It does also have, so as far as kind of balance adjustments go, two relatively minor, but to Chell players, no doubt significant changes. One is that the her second variant of her third special, that one, right? So that's the easy kind of safe knockdown one. That first hit, that knee that goes into the kicks, the range on that has been shortened a little bit. So now if you're doing like kind of a mid-range crouch medium, it'll whiff. Where before, it used to hit at slightly better ranges. You can still confirm it off 3 lights, though, and that's kind of the most important part. Second thing was, her super now has a frame of vulnerability before you cancel it, before you can kinetic cancel it or anything. And basically what that means is, if you are in the habit of mashing on overdrive when people start pressuring you because you think they're going to go for a throw or like kind of a frame trap or whatever, you can now be hit. Earlier, actually, in the stream, there was a great example where my Talos stand H, the like push, traded with Chell's super at the first hit because my hitbox was already out and she got smacked in the face, and actually she didn't have enough to take it, so I won the round. Hilarious. So yeah, the idea here is that Chell already has plenty of kind of in-close wake-up reversal options that are invincible right in her DP. She doesn't need more on the overdrive, so now you can stuff it. It'll probably trade unless you do something invincible to blow through it, and it like gets you out of the fireball blast radius or whatever. But it's a little more interesting now than it used to be, even though Chell players might not enjoy it so much. Let's see. As far as Crow changes, the air slicer, core slicer, his air S2, it's the same for all his variants, I think, got a slight damage nerf, lower meter gain, lower dizzy, all basically because he gets a lot of utility out of that move. What else? Dauntless, we saw slightly lower damage on her charged piston tremor. That's the variant 2 of her special 2, as well as the revolving hook. Edge, for Edge players who are trying what I lovingly call the troll build, where you do the special 3 variant 2, that's shoulder tackle, into super usually. That combo was kind of inconsistent, right? Like that gust into super would fail occasionally, just because the gust would push them too far back. So now it pushes them a little bit less far back, which means it's way more consistent mid-screen. We already went through Talos stuff and Vlad. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We also updated the engine underlying it to Unreal 4.9. So, oh, and here's a crash. Sweet. Well, we will relaunch Rising Thunder right there. Meantime, you get to look at me. Alright. That was fun. So overall, as far as I mean, it's a bit early to see how these changes play out, but overall, Talos is definitely a lot scarier, especially his special one stuff. Like obviously, his special ones are going to be harder to land than his special twos, which are the kind of the faster versions of the grab. But he can convert for so much damage, and it's so much easier to hit like the charge stuff off there that he gets a lot scarier. Also, buffing Talos's anti-air special two. The second variant, like the quicker grab, is going to help a lot with dealing with kind of just folks who are jumping way too much and kind of going hard on cross-ups against him, because before he didn't really have that many good tools to deal with it. Vlad is also now super annoying. Again, I played a Crow match earlier into Vlad where I had to think about tossing discs, and honestly, as a Crow player, that's not something I'm used to. Every time I'd like poke with sweep and then the crouch H into and try and charge a disc to get some pressure going. If the Vlad player was paying attention, he'd just walk right through with the new S3, and even if it traded, he'd still come out ahead. So yeah, it's interesting times. Mixes up the matchups quite a lot. Definitely look forward to seeing what happens with some of the matchups that had gotten kind of a little bit predictable in the last build. So yeah, game keeps growing. I think that's pretty much it for